Now, our socialites in Bombay do that. They're like, oh, I went to the Milan subway, yeah. I got this from Ensemble. That's a word in Mumbai, nowhere else in India. Because in the rest of India, the word is called ensemble. And in French, the word is ensemble. But for the Mumbai lady, it's ensemble. Ensemble what? We don't know. But it's ensemble. I went to ensemble and got this lovely top from Asmita. It's ensemble. Speaking of Asmita, though, big round of applause. Because I did my first gig in Hyderabad, what was it, 12, 13 years ago? And it was your first fashion show. How about that? So this is a weird anniversary in a kind of sense, right? Thank you for the one person that meant something to. Bless you. I feel whatever you're feeling. For what it's worth, I don't know. But truly international city. And Mumbai is such a forward-thinking city. For example, Mumbai is the only city, I think, in the world, I mean, not even in India, that has like a school for lesbians. It's amazing. Like nowhere else in the world do you actually see this. They teach you, I mean, it's amazing. I mean, everybody else is like, yeah, equal rights, blah, blah, blah. Fair enough. I mean, equal rights is important. But if I suddenly realize I'm lesbian, if I wanted to know how to do it properly, Mumbai is the only place I can actually go, excuse me, is this Chate coaching classes? Yeah, and you know. You know. But look, I don't care how you feel about it. Look, here's the thing. I don't know, no, seriously, I met the graduates. I met a few of the graduates. They all look alike. It's amazing. The thing about India that's really confusing at the moment, of course, is this 377 shit, man. We got to do away with that. I mean, seriously, you're going to tell people what to do in the bedroom? I mean, that's ridiculous. I mean, that's what I think. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but this whole 377 thing, it's crazy. But you know what? I respect the law. I respect the Supreme Court. I get that the Supreme Court can make whatever law. But what I don't understand is that, according to the Supreme Court, in India today, if you have gay sex, they will throw you in prison. Where most people have gay sex for the first time, whether they want to or not. I just don't understand if the punishment fits the crime. I just don't get. That's like sending somebody to McDonald's for a diet. Does that make sense to you? Sending somebody to prison for gays? I just don't get it. You're gonna make it illegal. Do something. Give it like a real punishment, right? Not like that's a weird punishment. Prison. I'd be like, hey, let's do it. I am illegal. But you know, all of this translates to world policy in some sense, because now, I don't know if you know this, a lot of people, because it's a human rights violation, because when the government tells people, especially in the United States, when the government tells people what they can and cannot do in their bedroom, it's considered a human rights violation. So a lot of Indian men are still going to, especially from Gujarat, are still going to the American consulate to apply for a visa, except this time they're taking a friend. Because, you know, it's a human rights case all of a sudden. I mean, it's amazing. So many people just taking a friend along now, and they're both getting it. It's amazing. I actually read, there's a lovely book on the subject. If you get a chance, please read it. I believe it's called Memoirs of a Geisha. I believe that's what it's called. Yeah, I think that's what it's called, yeah. So if you get a chance, please check that out. Very cool. Give you some insight into... You guys, really? That's it? Come on, really? You get what I'm talking about. Come on. Let's see. Anybody here from the wonderful city of Bengaluru? See, I used to love coming to your city. I mean, it was called the Garden City of India. I mean, it was beautiful, open spaces, parks everywhere. But now there's too much traffic. Wouldn't you agree? Too much traffic in Bangalore. Too much traffic, especially these days. When all those damn Kingfisher planes are parked everywhere, there's no space for the cars to go. I mean, it's blocking everything over there. It's terrible in Bangalore. But did anybody fly that airline? Did anybody fly Kingfisher when it was around? See, I flew that airline because I said, this must be like a really safe airline, because they told me it's owned by a doctor. You know, I said, in case something happens, it should be okay, right? It's owned by a doctor. He'd be safe. But my whole opinion on that changed when I saw the in-flight video. Have you seen the in-flight video? On Kingfisher, the doctor would come up on the in-flight video, and the doctor sounded like he'd had a little bit of medicine already, you know? Just guessing, I don't know. And the doctor would go, I've chosen every one of these flight attendants personally. That's what he said. I've chosen all these flight attendants personally. And I heard that so many times, I started thinking about it after the airline closed. I started thinking about it, and I said, maybe if the owner of the airline had spent more time maybe choosing like a management committee, a CFO, a COO, there might still be an airline around today. What do you think? But he was too busy choosing all the flight attendants personally. Just, I'm just saying, you know. Thank you. Anyone here from Kolkata? Wonderful, wonderful city. I love Kolkata. Who's from Kolkata? You're from Kolkata? Dude, Kolkata is so... Are you an actor? You are... Kolkata is so Hollywood, though. I don't know what you're doing in Hyderabad, because Kolkata is so Hollywood. I am not kidding. I was in Kolkata like 2 weeks ago. Kolkata is so incredibly Hollywood. You land in the plane, you roll down the window of the car, and there it is, the Hunger Games. Boom. I'm just telling you, amazing. It's like... But Kolkata, of course, is home to many Chatterjees, Banerjees, Mukherjees. Every time there's a flood in Bangladesh, refugees. The very large-hearted people over there in Kolkata. They love it. But are you married? See, this is my point. Most people in Kolkata are married. Like, everybody in Kolkata is married. You know, they read somewhere that marriage is a union. And they love their damn unions over there in Kolkata. I'm telling you right now. They're all about the unions over there. You guys look, right? Anybody here from the Delhi? The Delhi? Oh, the Delhi, hello. Myself, Ash. Did I? Okay. Oh, so was that you? Promise you, didn't open it. Delhi, of course, great place, great roads. Maybe not the best taxi service in the world, but you know the point is, great city. It's got a great infrastructure, warm-hearted people, and they will feed you, right? Everybody, you will never go hungry in Delhi. I don't even care. Like, they will feed you no matter what. Even if you're full, they will feed you. That's Delhi for you. It's a wonderful city, but there is a small group of people from Delhi that really need our help. And since you guys are supporting 100 hearts, I hope you'll get one more heart and support my cause. There's a small group of people from Delhi that really need our help to reunite with their fathers. And we need to help them. Seriously, they're going up to complete strangers at parties and shit and saying things like, do you know who my father is? Do you know who my father is? Do you know who my... And my heart breaks for them. It must be so difficult to grow up without your dad. It must be so difficult to grow up without your dad. Let's just help them out, guys. Come on, they're asking strangers. I told them, ask your mom, maybe she... It just breaks my heart to see that. Complete stranger. Do you know who I'm sorry, buddy. I'll give you a hug. You know. Okay, I just said hug. Okay, take it easy. I just said hug. Oh, sorry about that. Why am I apologizing for my act? I'm sorry. You're from Mumbai, right? Which part of Mumbai? Suburbs. You just want me to pick a random joke on suburbs? Is that you're not gonna make this job? She's like, I will give it to you, but not easily. Which makes you pretty much like every other woman I've met. So that's good. Give her a round of applause. Well, I mean, you're being true to your gender. That's beautiful. And you're beautiful. That's wonderful. But I tell you, it's not just different parts of India that are weird and idiosyncratic in their own right. I don't know if you noticed, no matter which part of the world you go to, every culture that you see has a tone. I don't mean an accent. Of course they have an accent. I mean a tone that is specific only to that country. A tone that is specific only to that country. For example, the way they speak English in England is different from the way they speak it anywhere else in the world, because they have a tone. Any guesses what the tone of England is? Are you extras from the movie Coma? Any guesses what the tone of England is? No, Ash. Okay, all right, no problem. Well, the tone of England, in my opinion, if I had to put it in one word, would be propriety. They're very proper in England. Like, they're so proper, they could insult you and you'd feel good about it. They're so proper, think about it. Like an English person could look at you and say, I say, old chap, it'd be so good as to bugger off. You'd be like, yes, thank you. You know what I mean? Because it sounds so proper doing it. They just, but every culture has a tone. Like, any guesses what the tone of Germany is? Pardon? Guttural, but what do you think the tone, what do you think they're saying? I would say, if I had to pick one word, it would be precision. Germans are the most precise people in the world. This is why they make like engineering and cars and all this stuff. Because they're so precise. Like, you ask a German guy a question, he'll give you a manual. Right? Like, this actually happened to me. I was in Frankfurt many years ago. I didn't have a cell phone in those days. I said, excuse me, how do I use this payphone? I'd never used that payphone before. He says, yeah, but first you must take the phone out of the receiver. And after, you must take the coin in your hand and put it inside the machine. And after, you must dial the number where you're wanting to talk. And after, when you're hearing the other person talking, you must say hello. You must clap. But it's always with the Germans, it's never should, would, or could. It's you must. It's like French people have a tone too. What do you think the tone of France is? Nose up in the air. Why do you think that is? Because their tone is one of you're right, and their tone is one of indignance. And what that means is that you can never tell a French person something they don't already know. Let's just pretend I'm a French guy. Somebody say, hey Ash, nice day. C'est normal, elle nous a already. Bien sûr. Of course they already knew that. I told this guy the same thing. I was in Paris. I'm like, beautiful day. He goes, it is Paris, man. Every day is beautiful. I know that. It is normal. And they make that damn farting sound when they speak to you, right? They're like, oh, wait. And it really annoys me as an Indian because, let's face it, we Indians do not make that farting sound with our mouths. You know? It's just a weird, yeah, why would you, you know what, do it normally, damn it, come on. So, yeah, you laughed at everybody else. What do you think the tone of India is? What do you think the tone of India is? Perfect, hey, let's kid ourselves some more. Don't worry. By the way, don't worry, my jacket actually has my name written on it about 50,000 times, but you can't see it, don't worry. I'm very patriotic, don't worry. It's all good. It's all good, don't worry, it's fine. Well, Michelle and I loved it here. Yes, we can. I love it. Obama's sitting there going, God, if I'd known that she had to wear a headscarf, I could have taken anybody. You know, that's Michelle. Sure. But what do you think the tone of India is, guys? Sir, what do you think? You look like a very reasonable man. You look like a reasonable man. His wife said no. All right, I love it. That's like, you gotta ask the wife, right? He ain't reasonable. No. Oh. So what do you think the tone of India is? I would say if you had to pick one word to describe the tone of India, it would be bargaining. Like, I don't know if you noticed, we don't even have conversations anymore, right? Like, everything's a negotiation. Have you noticed that? Like, even simple things have to become negotiated now. Like, you call a buddy of yours up and you're like, hey, man, you want to go to the 100 Hearts thing at like around 8 o'clock? Hey, come on at 9:30, come on. Everything's like a negotiation. It's not like, okay, 8 sounds good. Everything's like a bargain. But it's good in a way because I started thinking about it and I said, We should make Indians the hostage negotiators in any kind of hostage situation. They would stop hijacking planes and shit like tomorrow. Now think about this, seriously. Because we've invented techniques of bargaining the rest of the world hasn't even dreamt about yet. Like the walk away, you know the walk away? Like you go down the street and you go, kitna? And the guy says 200 rupees. And you walk away, right? The guy's like, okay, come back, all right. You know. Like the walk away is an Indian invention, right? So just imagine if we sent those dudes to be the hostage negotiators in a hijacking situation. The hijacker's like, we want $10 million, we want helicopter, we want... They would know what to do. He's walking away. What do we do? I don't know. Call him back. Okay, 200 rupees. Take everybody.